This week, we're talking about Draco Malfoy.
Oh, Malfoy.
You know who this is.
I do, yes. The platinum blonde punk.
Yes, the main antagonist of Harry's age group.
Yes, yeah.
He was kind of the school bully turned Death Eater in the later books.
Yeah, well, he has a fairly unique name, so I imagine there might be some cool meanings behind it.
Yes, there are. So Draco, his first name, is literally Latin for dragon.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah. So dragons are generally kind of powerful creatures, often thought of as evil, treasure-seeking treasure and power. Do you think that's fitting for Draco?
That seems pretty fitting. He at least puts on the front of being powerful.
Mm-hmm.
I seem to remember a couple instances where he's actually kind of not as powerful as he may hope he was.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
You think maybe then it was his parents giving him that name, wanting him to be powerful?
Oh, of course, yes. Putting that on him, and then he has to live up to it.
Right? Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, the burden of his name.
Yes.
Well, it's similarly in Greek, the word drakon means serpent.
Mm-hmm.
So that's also kind of fitting for a Slytherin and a Death Eater.
Yes, definitely.
One famous Draco, probably the most famous Draco in history, was an ancient Greek lawmaker from Athens. He was known for very strict and harsh laws. And there's actually an English word that comes from that, draconian, which means excessively harsh and severe.
Oh, no way. I've definitely heard the term draconian before, but had no idea where it came from.
Yeah, well, it comes from this Draco.
Interesting.
Do you think Draco lives up to his namesake there? Excessively harsh and severe?
From what I can remember, yes, definitely.
Yeah. He's known for some very biting comments.
Oh, yes. He would always have very sharp kind of like negative things to say about people.
Exactly.
Potter.
Oh, but I always felt like they were not that great. Like he had one thing that he picked on everybody for. It was like, oh, Weasley, he's, I don't even remember. I think it was poor.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Or maybe that was Harry, but it was the same dig every time.
Yeah, or Hermione, right, being,
being a muggle.
A muggle, yes. He found that one thing.
Muggle-born, I mean.
And then just stung you with it over and over and over again.
Exactly. In kind of harsh but not very creative digs. But Draco's name actually comes up in the Hogwarts school motto. Do you know what the school motto is?
I have no idea.
Yeah, it doesn't really come up in the books. It's just a tidbit there. It's not important to the story at all.
Okay, good.
But the Hogwarts motto is a Latin motto, and it's Draco dormiens nunquam titilandus. Just from hearing that, you have any idea what it means?
Well, I took Latin for a year in high school, and I have no idea what that means.
Okay. It means never tickle a sleeping dragon.
Yeah, that's some pretty solid life advice right there.
Right?
Yeah.
And it could also be true for Draco Malfoy, Don't tickle that dude. He's going to bite back. Don't get on his bad side because he's got an enemy for life.
Yep. Oh, interesting. That's the Hogwarts motto.
Yeah.
Huh.
It seems like a really weird Hogwarts motto, right?
Yeah.
Never tickle a sleeping dragon. Well, anyway, moving on to Draco's last name, Malfoy. Now, this one is more of a French origin. So if you break down the word in two parts, mal is French for bad or evil. Pretty fitting for Draco.
Definitely.
And foy is French, F-O-I is how it's spelled, but it's pronounced similarly, foy. In French means faith or belief.
Oh.
So Malfoy is either, evil belief or bad faith or unfaithful.
Definitely fitting.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's a sneaky, snake-like, thinks he's powerful, and has definitely bad intentions.
Yeah. And it works for the whole family because all the Malfoys were kind of, switching their alliance to whatever would benefit them, to save their own skins.
Mm-hmm. Their own snake skins.
I see what you did there. Their own dragon skins.
Yes.
Yes. And just one other little tidbit about Malfoy, if you take it as bad faith. There's a concept in existentialism called bad faith, a philosophical concept of not taking responsibility for your own actions, basically blaming your own failures on others or on external forces, which I think is also something that Draco does.
Definitely, right? Once it comes time to take responsibility, he was nowhere to be found.
Right, exactly. Yeah. So that's Draco Malfoy. You think his name is appropriate?
Definitely, yes. The connection to snakes and dragons definitely makes sense. And as you said previously, the whole last name, the whole family, the Malfoy family, definitely has bad intentions, and like you said, switches things up from what I remember, and just are there to save their own skin, there to just do whatever they find is best without really, morals or ethics involved at all.
Yeah, definitely. They're just out for whatever power they can get and whatever keeps them safe and rich and comfortable. Yep.
Yeah, now remind me what ends up happening with Draco as the series wrapped up.
He survives, and he kind of, he does some shifting allegiances at the end there, but they're never friends. But he survives and he gets married and has a kid. It's the same kind of age range as Harry, Ron, and Hermione's kid. So he's still there in that 19 years later chapter or whatever, the epilogue.
Yeah,
sending his kids off to Hogwarts. Yeah, so he weasels his way through.
Yeah, he does. Interesting. Well, Draco, huh? Yeah, I never really liked Draco, as I guess I don't think we were really intended to like Draco.
No, right from the beginning, he was a snotty little kid.
Yeah.
So
the one thing I did like that I do remember, at least from the movies, I don't really remember from reading the books, because I only read the first 4 books. So hate on me all you want. But I really kind of got a little bit of pleasure, I guess, from the few times where, the good guy gang, Harry and Hermione and Ron, when they got to have their own little digs and their own little wins against Draco. And I remember one that involved the invisibility cloak and some snowballs.
Yes, I think
Does that ring any bells?
Yes, that was definitely in the movies. I'm not sure if that scene was in the book, but
yeah. Anytime you got Draco and you got him to run away or like kind of whimper a little bit and like admit defeat, that always seemed like a really good win and like a really fun moment.
And not all that hard to do.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah, he had that bite, but once you got under his dragon scales, he was definitely very vulnerable.
Yep. Typical bully.
All bravado, and probably a lot of it had to do with upbringing and parents forcing a certain way of living and certain expectations.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. There's an innocent kid somewhere way under there.
Right?
Yep. We got to keep that in mind.
Exactly. Maybe that's how he gets through in the end there.
Yeah. Yeah.
We might do his parents later down the line. We've already done Malfoy in general, but they have first names that are interesting as well.
Oh, I'm sure they do. Yeah. And as we've already learned in some previous episodes with Sirius Black, pretty much everyone in these families has some interesting names.
Yes, yes. Well, Narcissa Malfoy, his mother, was born Narcissa Black.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay, some crossover happening here.
Yeah, well.
Well, cool. I can't wait to learn more about the Malfoy family and more about the Sirius Black's family. Mm-hmm. And I'm sure we'll go over those in some future episodes.
We will. We will get to them, definitely.
Oh, good. Well, if you would like to learn more about the rest of these family names, then definitely subscribe to the Potternims podcast. You can also check us out on Facebook and Twitter at Potternims. And if you'd like to hear any bonus content, including perhaps some outtakes from this very episode, then you can check us out on patreon.com/Potternims.
Yeah. Please rate and review us in your podcatcher. If you like the show, that would be great. Thank you. Helps people find us.
Absolutely.
Well, until next time, I'm Al.
And I'm Erik.
And this has been Potternims.